And let's go. We're good on codex for now. We'll do one last round of codexes before we go to Ilos. Svarog. Helium-3 mining. Water ice. Investigating the primitive anaerobic life of Velis, binary helix survey team discovered a cunningly hidden anchorage of the ancient Krogan warlord Morrow. Many records and artifacts of the Krogan rebellions are now recovered and sold at auction. The empty base is now abandoned. Alright, Noveria time. Fairly habitable world, but it's on the edge of Citadel space, so people build companies here to conduct research that might be illegal in Citadel space.
Approach control, this is the SSV Normandy, requesting a vector and a berth.
Normandy, your arrival was not scheduled. Our defense grid is armed and tracking you. State your business.
Citadel business. We got a Council Spectre aboard.
Landing access granted, Normandy. Be advised, we will be confirming identification on arrival. If confirmation cannot be established, your vessel will be impounded.
What a fun bunch. I think I'll take my next leave here.
Equalizing interior pressure with exterior atmosphere. Logged. The commanding officer is ashore. Exo Presley has the
Alright,
deck.
let's go. This character we're about to meet
That's far enough.
says like Parasini-san. Like, keeps the Japanese honorifics, interestingly.
We're
Shepard.
not here to cause problems.
This is an unscheduled arrival. I need your credentials.
You first.
We're the law here. Show some respect.
I'm Captain Maiko Matsuo, Ilanis Risk Control Services.
I'm a Spectre. My name is Shepard.
Load of horse crap, ma'am.
We will need to confirm that. Also, I must advise you that firearms are not permitted on Noveria. Sergeant Sterling, secure their weapons.
Don't try it.
Stand down. Their house, their rules.
Don't come crying to me when they slice your gut open.
Captain Matsuo, stand down. We confirmed their identity. Spectres are authorized to carry weapons here, Captain.
You may proceed, Spectre. I hope the rest of your visit will be less confrontational. Parasini-san will meet you upstairs.
Behave yourself. Get out of here.
Oh, calm your beard.
I'm sure Parasini-san will answer any questions you have.
Oh, hey. So the voice actress who voices Gianna Parasini is a couple other characters in the game, but she also has a noticeable lisp if you listen for it.
I am Gianna Parasini, assistant to Administrator Analeas. We apologize for the incident in the docking bay.
I appreciate your help.
You're welcome. You understand our security chief was only doing her job. One of my duties is orientation of new arrivals. Do you have any questions?
Pretty heavy security for such a small port.
The Executive Board does everything in its power to protect the privacy of our client corporations.
I can't have my investigation hampered.
Tread lightly. The Board can bury you in litigation. You'd need an Asari lawyer to see the case through.
Yes, Jaden. If you're not this far in Mass Effect, this will have spoilers for you. You might not want to watch.
Pretty heavy security for such a small port.
The Executive Board does everything
Oh,
in
wait,
its
I just
power
asked
to
that, didn't
protect
I?
the privacy of our client.
I can't have my
There we go.
investigation.
Tread lightly.
Has anyone unusual passed through here recently?
Unusual? An Asari Matriarch passed through a few days ago. Lady Benezia.
Saren's aide is here.
Can I speak with her?
Benezia left for the Peak 15 research complex days ago. To the best of my knowledge, she's still there.
Could you tell me how to get there?
You'll need to ask Administrator Analeas for clearance to leave this port.
Where can I find the administrator?
His office is on the main level, left at the top of the elevator.
Understood. Can we go in now?
Of course. If you need any help, you can ask me at the Administrator's office.
Sounds good.
Commander, it might be wise to bring Dr. T'Soni along. She knows her mother better than any of us.
Meh. And break up the dream team?
Welcome to Port Hanshan, the galaxy's most respected site for independent scientific research and development. For your own safety and to protect the privacy of others, you are required to obey any directions given by our security personnel. If you have questions or concerns, our friendly administrative staff is always available. Thank you, and enjoy your stay.
Cool.
The managers warned us.
That was fast. What's up, Opold?
This one offers greetings. You are the Spectre that visits Port Hanshan.
News travels fast here.
Indeed, esteemed Spectre. Your arrival was not greeted with any joy by the companies here. This one has a burden that you could ease. If an arrangement could be made, it would compensate you. This one has procured a special item for a customer. The item is not permitted within the station, but you could bring it through customs.
So you see how the Hanar, we read that codex entry about translation, like its body flashes, the bioluminescent flashing is how it actually communicates, and then its dialogue is slightly delayed after that. They kept that pretty consistent.
You want me to use my status to smuggle for you?
That is not inaccurate.
I won't carry anything if I don't know what it is.
This one must be discreet. Rest assured, the contents pose no threat to anyone within this port.
I want to know where this package is going.
This one's customer prefers to remain anonymous.
I'd be stupid to do this without knowing that I'm not equipping my own enemies.
Your words are not unreasonable. The customer is the Krogan called Inamorda. That one is a bounty hunter of some repute, and quick to anger. You understand this one's urgency. That other grows restless from the delay.
Sure.
I have no problem with that.
This one humbly thanks the Spectre. The package will be delivered to your vessel. All you need do is bring it to this one. Please do not mention this to Administrator Analeas. That one would levy fees. Is there anything else this one might help you with?
I'm just browsing right now.
Just browsing, staring at the empty room at the Hanar. Alright, so let's pop back Let's grab this thing for the Hanar. Let's give it to him. Let's not rat him out for now. Feeling good on a Wednesday, sparkling thoughts. There it is. Working on it, Rex.
Greetings, Spectre. Have you brought the package?
Here you are.
The Spectre has done a great service for this one. From the deepness of light, it thanks you. This one promised compensation for
250 credits. I have like a million credits or something.
Suggests that a sum of 250 credits would be most appropriate.
Would you have had any chance of getting this past customs without me? You can be a bit more generous.
The other's words possess the discomforting ring of truth. This one could raise the sum to 500 credits. That is half this one's profit taken by the other. It can offer no more.
That's thoughtful of you.
This one is glad to have come to an agreement.
Show me what you're selling.
Show me your items. Ooh, some of that's actually quite good. Let's go with the Warlord armor. And this sounds pretty great. Although I'd like to get him medium armor if possible. That's pretty cool looking.
How may this one assist?
Show me what you're selling.
Of course.
Let's see. That could be an upgrade. Let's take a look. 38? No, it doesn't have as good as shields.
How many? Of course.
That works for me. Alright, let's go.
I'm on duty, Spectre. I shouldn't be talking.
How can I help you?
How large are the facilities here?
We have 17 research complexes built into the mountains. Each is a self-sufficient facility housing a staff of hundreds.
Tell me about the companies that work on Noveria.
Over 250 high-tech firms rent our labs. Major shareholders include Elanus Risk Control Services, Binary Helix, and Synthetic Insights Limited.
Your guards work for ERCS, don't they?
The executive board gets a discount on facility security. Elanus also develops lethal and non-lethal weapons.
Yeah, so Mass Effect 1 definitely has more of a, what is it, you call it like cyberpunk? The very like corporation focus. Less so in Mass Effect 2 and 3, but that's just kind of like the setting of those games.
Binary Helix. They work in genetics?
BH is a leader in genetics and biotechnology. They try to keep a low profile in the media. Much of their research is in biotic modifications. That angers many Luddite, organic baseline, and fundamentalist groups.
I'd like to speak to Analeas.
One moment, please. Mr. Analeas?
Yes, what?
Commander Shepard is asking to see you, sir.
Right, fine, come in.
Calm yourself, Commander Analeas. Commander. Mr. Analeas.
You will excuse me if I don't stand up. I have no time to entertain spaceborne vagabonds.
I see you looked up my service record.
Only a fool enters negotiation without knowledge of the other party's tendencies. This greeting is a courtesy. I will only cooperate as required by the Executive Board. Businesses come here to avoid the second guessing of galactic law.
Are you telling me you have no safety protocols?
Don't be ridiculous. Do you think a for-profit company would take no precautions against loss of life and material? Project leads have the final say here, not meddlesome
Oh great, let's give everything to project managers.
Do you do business with Saren?
Agent Saren? One of your Spectre compatriots? He is a major investor in Binary Helix Corporation, which is one of Noveria's backers.
I've heard an Asari Matriarch is here. Benezia?
She arrived a few days ago, accompanied by a personal escort and some cargo. She's up at Peak 15.
What can you tell me about her cargo?
Large, heavy, and sealed. It passed weapons screening. Beyond that, it is not our concern.
What do you mean, personal escort?
The phrase is self-explanatory. Bodyguards attending to the safety of her person, mainly Asari commandos.
Commandos? You didn't think that odd?
That's right, Garrus.
I followed all our regulations. I had no reason to forbid Lady Benezia from taking them.
I'd like to see her, immediately.
I'm afraid that you cannot. Peak 15 is a private facility in the Skadi Mountains. Regardless, there is a blizzard in the area. Shuttles are grounded and surface access has been cut off.
Surface access, you say?
Cut off, I said. The roads are not suitable for travel. Don't make an issue of this, Shepard.
Forget him, Commander. If he won't help us, I'm sure someone else here will.
I'd like to see her, immediately.
I'm afraid, regardless, there is...
What brought her out?
If I knew, I wouldn't be at liberty to say. She came here as Agent Saren's executor. She's here on business for Binary Helix. There were issues at Peak 15 that required Saren's attention.
Back to my other questions.
Every minute of my time you waste costs the company 12 credits. I will keep a running
Great.
tally.
See you later.
I have no more questions at this time.
Good. I received a dozen urgent messages while you dithered about.
Mr. Analeas isn't the only one with a pass to leave Hanshan. You've never worked in the corporate world, have you, Commander? You can't bludgeon through bureaucracy.
So it would seem. I need an alternative.
Talk to Lorik Keen. You should be able to find him at the hotel bar. Can't say more. Not within earshot of Mr. Analeas.
You said I should talk to Lorik Keen?
Mr. Analeas isn't the only one with a pass to leave Hanshan. Keen spends his days at the hotel since his office was closed.
I've taken up enough of your time.
Not at all, Spectre. This is my job, after all.
Let's go. Speed things up a little bit. Not very much, but hey, it's a thing you can do. Synthetic insights temporarily closed.
Spectre, right?
Yeah, that's me.
I used to be a military tech. Except for Maiko's people, everyone's too corporate here. They just sit around sipping expensive water. So what can I do for you today?
You seem like you have an ear to the ground. What's happening around here?
There's the problems up on Peak 15. Synthetics Insights was shut down by Annihilus. And the Matriarch came through.
What was that about synthetic insights?
Scuttlebutt says Lord Keene was on the take. So Annihilus shut down SI's offices. Quiet like, so no off-world lawyers come in on it.
Do you know where that Matriarch is now?
You looking for her? She took a shuttle to Peak 15 before we lost contact.
What sort of problems are there at Peak 15?
Don't know. There's a blizzard up there, but we've had those before. Never cut the satellite uplinks before. 15's always had a lousy reputation. Nobody talks about what they do there. And everyone sent up comes back a little quieter.
What do you do here?
I'm the chief mechanic for Hanshan. Just call me Lee. Humans have a problem saying my full name. Got a team of 12 under me, keeping the shuttles coming and going.
Hey, Porter. Oh, good. Well, stay safe. Hope you don't lose power.
How can I get into the garage?
You need a pass. You can get one from Annihilus or the managers, if you can polish enough gizzard.
Maybe you could let me borrow yours?
Sure. If I wanted to lose my job and get sued into the next spiral arm. Security tracks card use.
I have to go.
You need anything?
How about that pass? Alright, up we go.
Excuse me, I need a moment
What's up,
of your
girl?
time. The male human at the hotel bar? He's a sales rep for Binary Helix. His name is Rafael Vargas. I need you to speak with him.
Way to just, like, open without... Hi, hello, nice to meet you.
Do you know who I am?
Everyone here knows who you are, Dullstone. That makes you ideal for my job. You are a known quantity, or so Vargas will think. He will assume you are here to investigate his company's dirty laundry. That will distract him from my real intentions.
He's right there. Why not talk to him yourself?
I wish I could. I already bungled this myself. He realized I was not a real buyer.
I don't know anything about Binary Helix. What would I talk to Vargas about?
I represent the Aramali City Council on Thessia. Our town is known for its biotic amp crafters.
What's your interest in Binary Helix? They do genetics work.
Much of BH's work relates to biotics. There are rumors that the Noveria branch has flown in Asari biotics. Powerful ones. Commandos, to be specific. We want to assess any potential risk to Asari copyrights. You will present yourself as a buyer, on behalf of the Spectres or the Alliance, discuss their military enhancement programs. Your real objective will be to distract him. I will give you a device that will crack into his personal wireless network. It will upload a variety of monitoring viruses. They will infiltrate Binary Helix when he logs onto their internet.
You can tell that's the same voice actress as Gianna Parasini because of the slight lisp on the S's at the end of her sentences. She mentioned she works on the planet Thesia, that is the Asari homeworld.
What's in it for me?
Money, of course. I would be well paid for this. So would you.
500 credits, wow.
Interesting plan. I'm in.
Excellent. Here is the cracking device. You will know it is done when it beeps. I have assembled a dossier on Vargas. If you would like, I could brief you on his behavior patterns.
Tell me what you know about Vargas.
He is impatient with those who waste his time. I tried to get him distracted and off topic. He concluded I was not interested in his company's services. I noticed he has a tell. When a topic makes him nervous or uncomfortable, he has a tendency to rub the back of his neck. If you see that, press him on the subject. It may distract him enough to keep him talking.
I'll go see him now.
I hope to hear from you soon.
Hey, buddy.
Can I help you?
Mr. Vargas? Commander Shepard, Systems Alliance Military. I understand you work for Binary Helix.
That's correct. Rafael Vargas, sales. Were you interested in our services?
Actually, I wanted to warn you. An agent of the Aramali Council hired me to break into your network. She gave me this.
Oh, a cracking device. I appreciate your forthrightness.
No problem.
Now that we know what to look for, our IT people can have a little fun with the Asari. We'll isolate their viruses and feed them false data. If you'll excuse me.
Any results?
I told Vargas what you put me up to.
I see. May I ask why?
You were breaking the law, by spying and by bribing me. He'll be on guard against you now. That's worse than a slap on the wrist fine, isn't it?
You have a unique perspective. Devious, one might say. I believe I should get off-world now, quickly. Good day, Spectre.
It's pretty chill of her. Rex. Oh, I love Rex. Shepard.
Afternoon. Sit down, have a drink. What can I do for you?
Are you Lorik Keen? I heard you might be able to help me.
You are the Spectre that just arrived, are you not? What can an old Turian like me possibly help you with?
I'm trying to find a way into the garage. I have places to go.
You need a pass. How fortuitous. I'm the manager of the local Synthetic Insights office. For the moment, at least. Mr. Analaeus closed my office. He claims to be investigating reports of my corruption. The administrator is an interesting man. He's become quite wealthy since he took direct control of rents.
I sense a connection there.
Indeed. I acquired evidence of Analaeus' actions. His hired goons are ransacking my office to find it. I suspect your goal lies outside this port. Mr. Analaeus would be disinclined to let you wander. If you recover the evidence from my office, I will give you my garage pass, as well as a sum of credits.
Why didn't Analaeus cancel your pass clearance?
Why should he? There's nothing outside but snow and hungry Nathak.
How did you get a pass?
I'm a manager. Most executives on Noveria are free to come and go as they will.
You have a plan?
I do. However, there is one other... what is that charming human expression? Fly in the lotion? Violence against Mr. Analaeus' thugs may be necessary. He has members of Hanshan's security team searching my offices. He's paying them under the table. Miss Matsuo is unaware of their outside employment.
I'll focus on trying to get your evidence. If I'm lucky, I won't have to fight anyone.
Excellent. Here is my pass into our offices. It will activate the elevator. The evidence is on my office computer. This OSD contains an encryption key to access it. Slide it into the drive and it will auto-execute. Oh, and do try to keep bloodstains off the carpets, would you?
Of course. What's up?
I'm sorry. The hotel. Don't hang up. Elder brother, it's me. I'm on Noveria.
So, Morta, you could deliver the item to him instead of giving it to the Spectre, or the Anar. Side quest. It'll make the synthetic insight security part a little bit easier. Talk to Anna Lele. Actually, no, let's go do the synthetic insights thing first. There we go. What's up?
Freeze! Hanshan security. This office is sealed.
Lorik Keene gave me a pass in.
Keene? Are you working for him? He's under investigation.
Ananias is paying you to shake this place down. Does Captain Matsuo know you're here?
Hey, I'm not the one who wants Keene. Ananias has a Varen up his ass about this guy. How about this? You pretend you didn't see us, we'll pretend we didn't see you.
Alright. Just those three, though, not everybody in the lab, apparently. Good question, Kami. What's wrong with your face? Make sure they have the correct weapons. It looks like they do. Cool. That level up real quick while I'm thinking about it. Put points in barrier and try to max that out. Oh, 7, huh? Okay, well. There's a locked crate in there. Sounds good, Shepard.
I don't think you're supposed to be in here, Shepard.
You have me at a disadvantage, Miss...
Oh, now you're gonna show some respect? I'm Sergeant Kyra Sterling, Ilanis Risk Control Services. Annaleus would throw you off-world for what you did here. I won't. You know what we did to cop killers on my world?
Your men are dirty, Sergeant. You're here off-duty, breaking the law for bribe money.
I didn't want to fight them. They fired first.
Cool. That's so. Whoa! What ahead. Barrier turned on, wow. Alright. Let's get to going. Hey, welcome back, Kami.
Commander, there have been reports of noise from the Synthetic Insights office. Would you know anything about it?
It's probably Annaleus' thugs ripping the place apart.
Smartass, huh? That's fine. I can work with that. Meet me at the hotel for a drink before you talk to Keen. I'll be waiting.
The Parasini stuff has a pretty cool carryover into Mass Effect 2, particularly if you're playing as a male Shepard. I'll point it out when we get to it. Shepard. Hey, D-Rock.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. Parasini, Noveria Internal Affairs.
Why is an internal affairs agent here?
The Executive Board knows about Annaleus' corruption. I've been undercover for 6 months. I want you to convince Keen to testify before the Board. With his evidence, this planet can run profitably again.
You work for Annaleus. Can't you just take his records?
He's a crook, not a moron. He doesn't keep logs on his computer saying, "This month I stole 3 million credits." Keen's testimony and records are everything I need to prove Annaleus' guilt in one package.
Why don't you ask Keen directly?
I'm Annaleus' secretary. You'd think he'd believe me? That he'd meet me in some dark alley with his evidence?
That's a good point.
I thought corruption was the rule on Noveria.
The rule is, don't rock the boat. Self-interest is tolerated if it doesn't interfere with business. Annaleus is driving customers away.
I need Keen's garage pass to complete my mission.
You help my investigation, I'll provide whatever you need. Favor for a favor.
Annaleus is dirty. It might be best to
Oh,
help.
yeah.
Look, Shepard, I don't like this either. You Spectres play fast and loose with the law. That's bad for business.
All right.
You need a lot of charm to convince Keen, I think, so we should be good.
Thank you. You know where I work. Come talk to me once you know if he'll play ball.
Hey, buddy.
Always a pleasure, Spectre. Any news on that matter I asked you to look into?
I finished the job, but an internal affairs investigator contacted me. She wants you to testify against Analeas.
Now that you have my property, you want to dictate how I use it? I have no interest in a public spectacle.
Everyone on this station is chafing under Analeas' extortion. You might end up a hero.
My employers rely on the goodwill of the executive board to work here.
The board is investigating Analeas. They'll be more angry at him than at you.
All right. It is obvious that I cannot dissuade you. Very well. I will testify. Make whatever arrangements you need with your contact. I will wait here.
Let's go talk to Parasini. Then we'll get on to the Noveria mission proper. As usual, I think that we will be able to do this within time today. We got an hour and 15 minutes left, but if we need to run over a little bit late in Noveria, we certainly can. Just going to be doing some after-stream Final Fantasy XIV, dorking around, leveling alts, that kind of stuff, so push that off a little bit if needed. And with Noveria wrapped up today, we'll be on Ilos, the final planet, tomorrow, and I might just push late and finish Mass Effect tomorrow, we'll see. There might be maybe 3 hours of content for Mass Effect after this, so.
Spectre, have you given any more consideration to my offer?
I'll be going at least until we finish Noveria.
It took some persuasion, but Keen has agreed to testify.
That's a world of stress off my back. I'll take the evidence for safe transport. I didn't think you'd help me, being a Spectre and all. I guess some of you can be alright.
Ilos. That's Sean Connery's Ilos. ILOS. We have to go to Ilos. Sorry, Sean. They got us. She talks in her sleep.
So, how about getting me into the garage?
While you were working on Keen, I got you a garage pass. Be careful up there. I have an arrest to make. Wish I had time to change into something easy to move in. I hate skirts.
This is an outrage. I'll see that you never work in this sector again.
Yeah, get a move on.
You, Shepard! I demand you place this bitch under arrest!
You have the right to remain silent. I wish to God you'd exercise it. See you around the galaxy, Commander. I owe you a beer.
So remember that Gianna Parasini owes us a beer. Alright, off we go. My armies be the rocks and the trees, and the birds in the sky. Damn it, Kami. Suddenly I remembered my Charlemagne.
Access to the garage is restricted.
I have authorization. Excuse me.
Yes, that's genuine. Drive safely. The weather's supposed to be pretty bad out in the Alutsk Valley.
Sure. Oh man. Look who's here. Whoa. Geth Destroyer, I think.
did you do here, Commander?
Me? I'm the victim here. The Geth attacked us.
Geth, you expect me to... Where did they come from?
If I were to guess, the Matriarch packed them in the shipping container she arrived with.
I don't believe that. We did thorough scans of those. There were no power sources, no element zero masses. If Benezia Sama's containers were packed with these things, there are many more out there.
Oh man, I need to look at my other chat client. Chatty acts up sometimes. I totally missed you guys talking about forgetting she owes us a beer.
A dozen? 100?
Dozens, at least. They're machines. You could pack them tightly. I must report to the executive board. If word gets out about loose Geth, there may be an investor panic.
You're on YouTube and you're confused because my chatty's not updating. It's currently a bidding war to get everyone to forget or remember about the beer that Gianna Parasini owes us. I feel like we've talked about it enough now that no one will forget. Mako time. I have not seen Entrapment. Man, my chatty is busted. I can only see chat in like Twitch proper. One sec, let me see if I can leave. Oh, that's why did it crash? Is that what happened? Yeah, man. It's a first. Hold on one sec, guys. I'm pulling chatty back up. Alright, I think I got chat fixed. Cool. Although it's not showing on screen. Sorry guys, one sec. Fix in chat. Hold, please. There it is. That's good enough for now. I'll clean it up more later. Legible now. Oh, cool, D-Rock. I love Sean Connery. Never actually seen Finding Forrester, but I know a bunch of quotes from it because of YTMND. Punch the keys, for God's sake! Yes! Yes! You're the man now, dog. Shock it, Trebek. Yeah. SNL. Anal bum cover, right? An album cover. They gotta shoot at their feet in this one. What's the difference between a mother and a battle with the cold? How the rest goes, but your mother's a whore. I can see it now, but now it's not showing up in the video. Interesting. Oh god, now it's worse. Hold on, guys. That was a good sketch. Okay, I think I fixed it. One more time, maybe? No, now it's not scrolling. That's okay. I won't worry about it today. If you're watching on YouTube, apologies. Chat's busted. So I will just, if I'm responding to someone, I'll just say what they said in chat. Kami. V is a Roman numeral. Is SNL any good these days? Let me do one more attempt at fixing this. I have an idea. Yeah, I guess that's always been true. So like, I remember as a kid thinking, man, SNL sucks these days. It used to be better, but really I'm just remembering the good sketches and good bits. Wow, even a new window capture is still failing. Oh, alright. Well, it's good to know that it's not me. Kenan Thompson's on SNL now? That's good, I love Kenan Thompson. He's funny. So my wife was making this point about SNL that like, so I have this theory about call centers, right? I worked in a call center for a year. It was in the mortgage industry at the worst, like right during the housing crisis. Not the best time to work in a call center. Tell you what. Anyway, the theory is that there's this like anti-natural selection thing in a call center, because call centers are a horrible place to work. Anyone who's awesome and excels at their job, the two things will happen if they're in a call center. One, they'll hate it. They won't be able to take it anymore and they'll quit. Or two, people will notice that they're awesome and give them a job that's not in the call center but elsewhere in the company. So people who are in call centers, if they're awesome, they tend not to be in the call center for longer than like, you know, a year, maybe 2 years at a time. So whenever you call a call center and you get someone who's awesome, they have the spark, you know, they know what you're talking about, they follow you, they're quick. Appreciate it, because you're getting like a 1 in a million kind of a situation where they're really not going to be there for much longer. Yeah, exactly. Peter Principle. It's specific, so Peter Principle usually applies to people that are at their level of incompetence, but the implication at the lowest level is the folks who are in the call center tend to only be the folks who are stuck in the call center because either they're not good enough to be promoted out, because that's like the lowest entry level position they could be in, or they don't care enough to know that it's a horrible life-ending job. Like, the people who tend to get good marks in the call center are the people who follow their script 100% of the time, have reasonable handle time and reasonable quality. Quality is when they review your calls to make sure that you're doing everything the way the company wants you to do. I find that those two things are mutually exclusive. You can't both have good quality and a good handle time. Either you get people off the phone quickly and you didn't do everything quality wanted you to do, like have the standard greeting, the standard goodbyes, or anything else that can help you with crap. Or you go to extreme lengths to match the quality standards, and then you take like 20 minutes to talk to people on the phone.
They want to keep their people in as much as they want to keep others out.
Well, you guys are, what kind of call center work do you do? Are you just sitting with like a hot phone line, like getting back-to-back calls from customers? Because your level of interaction with chat leads me to believe that that's not the situation that you're in. Like, I was in a mortgage call center just getting customer calls as soon as I would hang up the phone, I'd get another call from a customer. I would never get like informed conversations with people. Hey Joe man, how's it going, dude? What you do doesn't sound like a call center to me, or at least what I would call a call center, whether you're answering phones or not. Like, level 2 tech support is not the same thing to me. Hey, Rick's out. Very good, Joe, man.
What was that? What was that?
Probably debris. Don't have a panic attack. I'll protect you.
Yeah, so, Kami, I don't think that would count. That doesn't sound like that's horrible, you know? You probably deal with people who are generally competent as well, I would expect. It's the, you know, we expect you to be a robot and answer every question in exactly the same way, and you'll be taking calls every second of every day. Well, we're going to track how much time it takes you. You know, you have an option you can put, it's called ACW, after call work. I guess I haven't. I suppose that's true. I guess they're still customers, aren't they? Job would be great if it wasn't for the fucking customers. Alright, so I should take a break from talking about call center work to explain, holy shit, these people on Noveria are breeding these creatures, and the game hasn't told us yet, but we saw the name of those creatures over their head was Rachni. Remember, the Rachni were this alien race, so the TLDR summary version, folks were not being careful. They were traveling around, opening every relay that they found, and they opened a relay to a portion of space that had these, like, bug monsters, like Starship Troopers bug monsters everywhere. They came through and started conquering. It was a huge problem. This is why the Solarians got the Krogan. The Krogan were this race of very resilient, very powerful warriors that had basically bombed their planet into the Stone Age, and they no longer, were able to be a spacefaring race. So the Solarians came and uplifted them, brought them into space specifically so they could fight the Rachni. The Krogan were successful in completely wiping out the Rachni, but after doing that, the Krogan became the new problem and started trying to take over the galaxy. Oh god, copy. What website do I go to Google that? I bet you've got stories, man. You got stories for days. D-Rock. Hey, Tower of Hanoi. Flarewing, I don't know if you're still in chat. Do you remember this? So when I had that Tower of Hanoi puzzle in my D&D adventure I streamed recently, I may have been ripping it off from this. Restoring power.
It looks like you're trying to restore this facility. Would you like help?
You're the virtual intelligence that runs this place?
This system is monitored to respond to the name Mira. May I ask your name?
Kami, what's the story, the famous IT story about the person who, like, revealed, like, oh, they're like, can you check to see if the computer's even plugged in? It's like, I can't, the power's out, it's too dark. I need to go get a flashlight.
Commander Shepard, I work for the Citadel's Special Tactics and Reconnaissance.
One moment, please. Council authority confirmed. You are entitled to secure access of all systems. Please note that queries relating to corporate secrets require privileged access. Privileged access is only available to Binary Helix executives. This system is ready to process queries. You may access me at any holographic interface within Peak 15.
I need to find Matriarch Benezia.
Lady Benezia departed on the passenger tramway to the Rift Station subsidiary labs. User alert. The tramway system is currently inoperable.
What's the situation here?
One moment, please. Diagnostics in progress. Critical failure. Main reactor shut down in accordance with emergency containment procedures. Manual restart required. Critical failure. Landline connections are disabled. Passenger tram systems are offline. Report complete. Do you have an additional system status query?
Kami, so like, do they track you? It sounds like your boss is cool. They don't like track the amount of time you spend on calls, or like you don't have a limitation on how long you need to spend working on responses to calls and that kind of thing?
Do you know why the reactor was shut down?
I'm sorry, but I was offline at the time. Shutdown could occur if reactor breach seems likely, or in the case of catastrophic laboratory containment failure. Emergency guidelines suggest the frigid environment will kill biological contagions. It may also damage mechanical ones.
Turn off the heat and hope the cold puts whatever you've unleashed to sleep.
What do I need to do to get the power back on?
The valves to the helium-3 fuel line must be opened. This can be done at the controls on the reactor assembly proper.
God, I'm jealous. That sounds pretty decent.
What are the landlines and why are they disabled?
The landlines connect my mainframes here at Central Station to the various sub-facilities of Peak 15. This allows the crew to remotely access my databases from the comfort and security of their labs. When emergency protocols were implemented within the hot labs, the cabling was automatically ejected.
That's all I need right now.
Very well, Commander.
Yeah, we had this at the call center I worked at. We had this very sterile environment where, like, every second of our day was monitored. If we needed to take a bathroom break, we needed to, like, put ourselves into a status to show that we were on a bathroom break, and we would get reprimanded for it.
Alert. Landline connections are disabled. Passenger trams are offline.
Like, we had this button called ACW, just pretty common in the more brutal call centers, which is after call work, you'd have to put yourself into ACW mode to show that you're wrapping up documentation for the previous call you were on, and they really wanted you to have a 0 ACW. Yeah, cubicles, everyone facing each other.
User alert. Main reactor shut down in accordance with emergency containment procedures. Manual.
Hey Gogums, how's it going? Oh god. Yeah, see, so that's exactly what I mean, Kami. Once you have that model, that's the thing that people want to get out of. Human beings, smart human beings do not, like, thrive in an environment like that.
User alert. Main reactor shut down in accordance with emergency containment procedures. Manual restart required.
Gogums, I know you've been doing school stuff. You got any plans for the next game you're going to be playing, or do you have anything you're working on right now?
Connections are disabled.
You're doing Earthbound earlier. That's awesome, Kami.
User alert. Landline connections are disabled. Passenger trams are
Oh, cool,
offline.
Gogums. I played the first Magica. It was a fun game. Yeah, D-Rock. I think that seems to be the common thread, and I've cautioned this to some of my friends too. Like, I feel like who you're working with is 1,000 times more important than what you're doing. It almost doesn't matter what you're doing as long as you're working with someone who's cool and you respect and you get along with. Working for a bad or micromanaging boss can like be soul crushing. Rachni.
User alert. Landline connections are disabled. Passenger trams are offline.
You got to play Space Alert? That game's awesome. You should talk with Leon Foucault next time he's in chat about it. Space Alert's the one where you have like a CD playing, right?
User alert.
You have to respond to it.
Connections are disabled. Passenger trams are offline.
Nice.
User alert. Landline connections are disabled.
Haha, that's awesome.
Passenger trams are offline.
D-Rock. Munchkin's pretty great. Yeah, so Kami helped me come up with a like terminology to describe the hellish call center that I was describing, to differentiate it from the one that you work in. And maybe it's not even just call center, but any kind of job where your time is aggressively micromanaged, which I associate mostly with call centers. Like that would be the kind of call center you'd get if you call Amazon, for example, or Verizon, or Comcast.
Online. How may I assist you?
What are the landlines and
When emergency protocol. Very well, Commander.
I think we can fix them here. Manglement. Leon, do we just have to... Are you like Beetlejuice? You just say your name 3 times and you show up?
Online. How may
Tell me what happened.
I'm sorry. Very well, Commander. Logging you out.
There it is. Space alert, space alert, space alert. Yeah, Kami was saying that they did 7 threats, 2 internal, and still 1. That's awesome. I thought maybe Matt or Hapex like told you, hey, they're talking about Space Alert and Leon.
Now entering decontamination and transit hub. User alert. Loose contaminants in the decontamination chamber. Access to passenger tramways inadvisable.
I'll have to think on that too. 30 minutes. Kami, have you played Dominion?
Control group loosen up. Connections restored. Processing new data. User alert. Unable to connect to hot lab facilities.
What's this about loose contaminants?
Dangerous biological agents are present in the tramway decontamination
Pandemic's
chamber.
pretty great.
The tram station has been sealed in the interest of crew safety. Activation of the fail-safe plasma jets is recommended prior to access.
How do I activate the fail-safe system?
Controls for the fail-safe systems are located in the security checkpoint outside decontamination. User alert. The fail-safe system is currently inoperable.
What would it take to get the decon fail-safes operating again?
There is a hardware fault in the control system. This can be repaired on-site using a standard Omni tool.
Unlock the decontamination chamber.
User alert. Contaminants are present within the decontamination chambers. Passage is not recommended.
If you can you link them to Catan, Dominion? What was that cool like Gem Dominion like game that we played at Jen and Andy's? Start with an S.
How do I get rid of the contaminants?
The chamber is equipped with a fail-safe system which vents a 5,000 degree Kelvin plasma. This is sufficient to sterilize any potential contagion. Unfortunately, the fail-safe system is disabled at this time.
No, it wasn't Ascension. See if I can find it.
What's the problem?
There is a hardware fault in the control system. This can be repaired on-site using a standard Omni tool.
Splendor.
That's all I need right now.
Very well, Commander.
Yes, I highly recommend Splendor, Dominion, Settlers of Catan. Like Leon was saying, Pandemic is really good. It can be 30 minutes once you've learned how to play it. Oh, Splendor is super cool. I think I like it better than Dominion in some respects. It might not have as long of a shelf life as Dominion. Small World is about 30 minutes once you learn how to play it. Small World is like, how can we make Risk take only 30 minutes? That's basically what it is.
Departing Central Station. Destination, Rift Station.
Adventure Time Munchkin is best Munchkin. It's like Adventure Time was made exactly for the Munchkin system.
Now arriving at Rift Station, Binary Helix Research Facility.
Kami, I don't remember if we discussed this. Have you played Magic the Gathering before? Don't remember if you didn't play it or you were like an obsessive TCG guy. Risk Legacy is the Risk game where you're like permanently altering the board with each game and it affects other people playing it in the future.
Stand down.
Okay, Kami, if you played those, you need to play Dominion. Dominion is like, let's kind consolidate the drafting experience from Magic into the game is all deck building, is what it is. You'll probably take you a couple tries to get a sense of how to play it, but once you've played it once or twice, it's a really fun game to play, and it's super fast.
Can those things work at train's controls?
Hell if I know. I'm not assuming any goddamn thing. Look, you're human, and that's enough that I won't shoot, but I'd like to know who you are.
My name's Shepard. I'm a Spectre.
Huh. I won't look a heavily armed horse in the mouth. The aliens overran the hot labs last week. Only Han Olar got out, and he ain't all there anymore. The first we knew, the bastards were clawing into my command post. We had a lot more staff then.
You were taken by surprise and had civilians to protect. You did a good job, Captain.
Yeah? Sure as hell doesn't feel like it. The board sent an Asari to clean up the mess. She went to the hot labs yesterday. We haven't heard from her since.
Board Game Geek is like the IMDb for board games. I don't know if this is still true, but for a long time Dominion was the highest rated game on there. It's not really a board game, it's a card game. But it's super good.
I'm not gonna let any of your people die.
All I can do is hold out here and protect the civilians. There's an emergency elevator out by the trams. This card will let you activate it. It can take you down to the hot labs. Oh, and if you need any first aid, Dr. Cohen's downstairs.
I kind of like the solitaire component, though. It's like, let's see who can build the best engine.
Tell me about Rift Station.
I can't talk about everything. What do you need to know?
Right, Jehan? Yeah, so I like there's interesting stages in players' understanding of Dominion. The very first stage is you see Chapel and you say, why would I want this card? And at late stages you're like, wow, this is the most OP card in the whole game.
What kind of research is done here?
Beats me. I'm not supposed to know. So long as people don't start dying, it's not my problem.
What can you tell me about the aliens?
Ask Dr. Olar. He's the only one who made it out of the hot labs. He's the only Volus left in here.
I need to know more about the situation in the hot labs.
The facility's off the network. The only way to find out would be to send scouts down the elevator, and I won't send my people to their death.
Did the aliens come from inside the facility, or did they attack from the outside?
You want my personal opinion? Labs like that exist to do stupid crap that gets people killed.
You're certain the Matriarch is still in the hot labs?
She hasn't come back here. You came through Central Station, so she ain't there.
How are your people holding up?
We weren't expecting the initial wave. They made it inside. We lost some good people. Those of us left are short-handed. We've kept order by long shifts and stems. I don't like it, but I don't see an alternative.
Leon, you should give Splendor a try. See if you can find it. It's Dominion with more player interaction, but the player interaction still feels like it still has that solitaire feel to it.
I've got work to do.
Yeah, I hear that. Hell, man the perimeter.
The player interaction is mostly, you know, rarely do you run into a situation where limited card resources in Dominion is actually a problem. But each resource in Splendor is a one-of, so you can screw over other players simply by buying up the resource that you know that they're vying for.
Every few hours a group comes up the tram tunnel. It's actually better since we locked down the elevator.
I'll do whatever I can.
I don't know why they keep throwing themselves against our defenses. Even animals should learn not to stick their noses where it hurts.
So this is interesting. I feel like the entire plot thread of Noveria is kind of spoiled by the fact that the enemies have their names listed above them. Like, they go out of their way to not tell you that they're the Rachni, but the very first one you run into says Rachni soldier above its head. They probably should have labeled it like alien soldier or a weird alien or something, if they were making this game again from scratch. It's not a huge deal, it's not super important. You're still surprised the first time you run into one. It's like maybe a 20 minutes ahead of time spoiler.
You're not going to go to the hot labs, are you?
Uncertain. I welcome you. Cautiously, I am curious to know what you're doing.
Alcor hype.
I heard there were some problems up here.
Furtively. I am concerned about the state of our guards. Many have been awake for days, or now, with forced cheer. I still have a limited supply of equipment to sell.
Let's have a look.
Regretfully, most of my stock is being appropriated by Captain Ventralis.
I don't know, man. You still have pretty good stock here, it looks like.
What?
There's a couple Elcor in Mass Effect 2 that are outstanding.
You're a member of the science teams.
Recently transferred, yes.
You seem less upset about this situation than the others.
That is one of the virtues of the meditation you
Alright,
interrupted.
fine.
That's all for now.
Then I will return to my meditations.
Yeah, there's a throwaway codex reference that says that the Elcor fight by like strapping like anti-air artillery to their backs. They're like walking. They call them walking tanks. Oh, that'd be super cool if you could make it work, Leon. Could play as Blastio. This one wonders if the criminal scum considers itself fortunate. It wonders whether it thinks this one's heat sinks have reached capacity. Alright, D-Rock.
You came to find out about them, didn't you?
You mean those things out there?
Yes. I'm the only survivor from the hot lab, you know.
I need to know more about those things out there.
About the Rachni?
Don't screw with me, they can't be Rachni.
Where did they come from?
They found it in a derelict ship. An egg. Waiting since the last
It's like
battle.
Alien.
They brought it here.
Shut up! God, you want to get us killed?
I don't have any control over who lives or dies here. Do you?
If you're gonna be crazy, be the quiet kind.
Crazy? I'm sane. God, am I sane?
I need to know everything about the Rachni.
I told you all I can. We brought the Rachni back from the dead. In retrospect, a bad decision.
I heard you were at the hot labs. How did you make it out alive?
I killed her.
Answer the question.
Doctors on Muir. We were going to lunch when the alarms went off. I ran into the tram, and I closed the doors. She banged on the window once, then they sliced her to pieces. Her head came apart like a melon. I closed the door. I killed her.
Tell me what you know. I'll make your survival mean something.
You think I want absolution? There is none.
Pretty dark. Yeah, so like Pharos, the planet with the Thorian that was controlling everybody's minds, plays like a Star Trek episode. This planet plays like Alien.
Could Matriarch
Aliens,
Benezia
technically.
survive in the hot labs?
It's possible. The specimens were sensitive to biotics.
I'll be leaving
Hey, Mol.
now.
You're not part of the crew.
Call me Shepard. I'm a Spectre sent by the Citadel.
There aren't any human specters. Look, Plague doesn't care who you are.
There aren't any human specters. False. That's the way back up, I think, yeah. That's cool, Leon. I haven't heard of Sushi Go. You trying to make tasty sushi or something? Like, what's the premise?
Gotta keep the mood light. I mean...
Cool.
Where did they come from?
Okay, we already went in there.
Went in the high security areas.
Don't want to go to the tram. Don't want to go to the restricted area. We talked to the Alcor. Medical bay, I think this is what we want. Hey Mole, how's it going? When was the last time you played the Mass Effect series? Hey, thanks for the follow. It's good to have you.
What do you want?
I didn't mean to bother you.
No, you did nothing wrong. I'm just distracted.
What happened to these people?
They're suffering from a toxin. There was an accident. I have a non-disclosure agreement. I shouldn't discuss it with anyone outside of the company.
But you're going to, because I might be able to help.
And I'd like to think that the company finds our lives more valuable than their secrets. You know Mira, the VI for Peak 15? She handles the safety protocols for our experiments here.
We reactivated her on our way through Central Station.
That was you? I'm grateful. Until she came online, the automatic equipment wouldn't work. We lost the connection to Mira in the middle of an experiment and the quarantine failed. These three were exposed to a toxin, something we were working on.
I understand your caution, but I need details. What you say won't go beyond these walls.
It's a bioweapon, based on an exotic life form discovered on the frontier. They wanted something that could kill the creature. But there was no profit in something that kills one species on the frontier. We kept working on it and adapted it to affect more species. Thoros B is highly infectious, but can't pass from one person to another, like a biowar attack without a pandemic spread.
It doesn't matter how safe you make it. Biological weapons are illegal.
Militaries, governments, they'll get this kind of weapon one way or another, and we're trying to limit the damage. I know you can't.
Pretty sure that Garrus text is because we've already influenced him to become a Paragon.
There's a reason the Citadel conventions forbid bioweapons, Doctor.
I didn't expect you'd understand. Our notes and equipment are locked in the quarantine labs. Captain Ventralis doesn't want to risk more contamination.
I'll talk to him. Maybe I can convince him to let me try.
I can't ask you to do this officially, but if you can do anything, I'd appreciate it.
Talk to you later.
I hope you can do something.
Working on it. Okay, so I'm gonna go talk to Captain Ventralis, who's over by the tram icon. Wait, this goes to, I think this is the right way. Pretty sure this is right. Hey bro.
Something you need?
I've heard about the problems in the quarantine lab. I'd like to recover the toxin cure.
God, I wish we could help those guys. I really do, but we can't risk contamination now.
We're not part of your defense plans. We're consuming extra rations, extra metagel.
Yeah, but you also have extra guns. All right, you want to gamble with your life, you're not under my command. I'll have the guard let you in, but he'll lock the door behind you. He'll run a full scan before I'll let you out. If there are any anomalies, you stay in there.
Those are reasonable precautions.
I'll radio ahead to let the guard know. Good luck.
Thanks, buddy.
I've got work to do.
You and me both.
I should go. I have to go. This is the way we want to go. There we go.
What do you want?
I have Ventralis' permission to go in there.
Yeah, he radioed. He also said you have to prove you're not contaminated to get out. You got a death wish? You should stand watches on the barricade.
Let's do it. New armor, possibly. Shepherd. Oh, sucks. Never mind. Oh, I think I have to press it at the right time.
Your mission ends here, Shepard.
Hey, this chick.
We'll see about that, bitch.
What happened to Ventralis' man?
I didn't have permission to come in. He got in my way. I was ordered to eliminate you should the opportunity arise. And here you are, trapped in this lab. Weapons free!
Whew. I got the cure.
Not now.
They came out of there.
You mean the inorganics the Asari had with her?
Benezia brought them with her.
I'll be leaving now.
Alright, let's head back upstairs. This is it, right? We don't want to take the maintenance area. Yeah, we can go turn in this cure and then we'll come back down and do that. There will be one viewer vote today. Coming up soonish. Probably one of the last things we do on stream is this vote, so. Gogums? Let's see. Ed Bay.
Is that the cure? You did it?
That Asari scientist, the one in the mess hall? She just tried to kill us.
Alestia? That's unbelievable. I don't know much about her. She arrived a month ago. One of the shareholders pulled strings to get her here.
Let me guess. Saren the Spectre.
Yes. I think that was the name. I don't pay attention to the other research teams. Look, the guards, they've been more on edge since you got here. I think they were expecting you. And there are more labs in the back. The guards won't even let me back there. Just people with clearance.
What about the maintenance area? Do you have access to that?
The maintenance area? Yes. Take my pass. But there's just snow back there. Let me see that file. An extension on Phelps' work? I thought he was on the right track. I can't thank you enough that... Oh, God, what a cliché. You saved their lives, do you know that?
Could you spare a few medical packs? They're worth their weight in gold up here.
You didn't get these from me. Ventrolis wanted them saved for his people. I need to administer this. Thanks again.
Alright, let's go. Wrap this up. Time to go. We might come pretty close to finishing on time today. Maybe 15 minutes over? Be the target? There's a door, I screwed up when I played this for the very first time. It takes you directly where you're supposed to go instead of this back way. And it's just a regular decryption thing, but if you decrypt it, you get a shitload of renegade points, and everybody on the station starts attacking you. The game doesn't do that great of a job of warning you that that's what's going to happen. I remember having to load my save when I got to that. Alright, hitting the item limit again. We'll sell stuff when we get back to the Normandy. You guys would help me out when we play tomorrow. As soon as we start, if you'd remind me to sell a bunch of crap, because I probably won't remember. I'm not going to do it tonight, as it will just be some busy work.
You do not know the privilege of being a mother. There is power in creation. To shape a life, turn it toward happiness or despair. Her children were to be ours, raised to hunt and slay Saren's enemies. Have you faced an Asari commando unit before? Few humans have.
We're going to hear that line again. Have you faced an Asari commando unit before?
We don't have to fight. You can return to the Citadel with us.
I think not.
Rachni Queen. I'm gonna wait to put up the poll for our decision here until after we've seen some of the dialogue, because it might influence people's decision.
This is not over. Saren is unstoppable. My mind is filled with his light. Everything is clear.
The Rachni didn't cooperate with you. Why should I?
I will not betray him. You will... You must listen. Saren still whispers in my mind. I can fight his compulsions, briefly, but the indoctrination is strong.
Why are you able to break free of his control now?
I sealed a part of my mind away from the indoctrination, saving it for a moment when I could help destroy him. It will not last long.
So you could turn on me again?
Yes, but it would not be my will, Shepard. People are not themselves around Saren. You come to idolize him, worship him. You would do anything for him. The key is Sovereign, his flagship. It is a dreadnought of incredible size, and its power is extraordinary.
Sovereign's not like other ships. Where did it come from?
I cannot say. The Geth did not build it. Its technology is far more advanced than that of any known species. The longer you stay aboard, the more Saren's will seems correct. You sit at his feet and smile as his words pour into you. It is subtle at first. I thought I was strong enough to resist. Instead, I became a willing tool, eager to serve. He sent me here to find the Mu relay. He believes it will lead him to Ilos and...
Yeah, so we already know that Sovereign is a Reaper from our awesome room-shaking conversation with him earlier. And that it's not that Saren is using Sovereign, Sovereign is using Saren. Saren's totally indoctrinated by Sovereign.
Someone on Noveria found it?
2,000 years ago, the Rachni inhabited that region of our galaxy. They discovered the relay. The Rachni can share memories across generations. Queens inherit the knowledge of
It's a cool idea.
I took the location of the relay from the Queen's mind. I was not gentle.
How did the Rachni find it?
They searched, patiently. They are territorial creatures, driven to close any possible way into their systems.
Why does Saren need the Mu relay?
He believes it will lead him to the conduit. I would tell you more if I could, but Saren did not share his counsel with me. I was merely a servant.
So we already know this answer. We know that the conduit is a mysterious Prothean device that exists on this ancient Prothean planet called Ilos. We don't know how to get to Ilos because the path there was this Mu relay that's missing. So that's why he wants it. We did learn that the relays were not created by the Protheans. Sovereign mentioned this. He said that the mass relays were the technology of the Protheans that the Reapers developed to force organic civilizations to develop along expected lines.
You can still make it right. Give me the information.
I was not myself, but I should have been stronger. I transcribed the data to an OSD. Take it, please. There isn't much time. I transmitted the coordinates to Saren before you arrived. You have to stop me. I can't. His teeth are at my ear. Fingers on my spine. You should... Oh, you should... die.
Don't want to treat Benezia's body with any dignity. Just throw it up in the air.
I cannot go on. You will have to stop him, Shepard.
Hold on. We've got Metagel. Maybe we can...
No. He is still in my mind. I am not entirely myself. I never will be again. No light. They always said there would be a...
Pretty dark.
This one serves as our voice. We cannot sing. Not in these low spaces. Your musics are colorless.
Oh God, I love the way that they have the Rachni communicate. That's such a cool concept. Music and color for communication.
Musics? What?
Your way of communicating is strange. Flat. It does not color the air. When we speak, one moves all.
This is going to be a fun conversation.
We are the mother. We sing for those left behind. The children you thought silenced. We are Rachni.
How are you speaking through her?
Our kind sing through touchings of thought. We pluck the strings, and the other understands. She is weak to urging. She has colors we have no names for. But she is ending. Her music is bittersweet. It is beautiful. The children we birthed were stolen from us before they could learn to sing. They are lost to silence. And their suffering, they cannot be saved. They will only cause harm as they are.
I don't understand. Why are your children killing people?
These needlemen, they stole our eggs from us. They sought to turn our children into beasts of war, claws with no songs of their own. Our elders are comfortable with silence. Children know only fear if no one sings to them. Fear has shattered their minds.
Makes sense. A baby left alone in a closet until he's 16 won't be safe.
Garrus and Rex are just knocking out of the park this conversation.
If you're sure they can't be saved.
It is lamentable, but necessary. Do what you must. Before you deal with our children, we stand before you. What will you sing? Will you release us? Are we to fade away once more?
There are acid tanks rigged up on that thing. Set them off. Millions of my ancestors died to put these things down. Don't let them come back.
If you kill her, you consign an entire race to death. We should let the Citadel Council decide her fate.
Your companions hear the truth. You have the power to free us, or return.
I'm going to ask some more questions, so if you're not familiar with this decision, I recommend that you listen to the rest of the answers before you vote, but here we go. Should we handle the Rachni Queen? Vote 1 to spare her, vote 2 to kill her.
If I let you live, would you attack other races again?
No. I do not know what happened in the war. We only heard discordance, songs the color of oily shadows. We would seek a hidden place to teach our children harmony. If they understand, perhaps we would return.
Are you a survivor from the war? A clone?
We do not know. We were only an egg, hearing Mother cry in our dreams. A tone from space hushed one voice after another. It forced the singers to resonate with its own sour yellow note. Then we awoke in this place, the last echo of those who came out from the singing planet. The sky is silent.
Okay, so that's everything. We'll give it a couple minutes to let people vote on how to handle the Rachni Queen. It's 3, spare the Queen, 1, kill the Queen. I'll give it about 1 minute, and then we'll decide. Alright, vote 1, spare the Queen. Vote 2, kill the Queen. It is 4 for sparing her, 1 for killing her. D-Rock, I'll let you know my wife will be very happy with your vote. I will let her know. She's not around right now. She's busy doing science, but I spared the Queen personally when I played the game, and she was pretty upset with me. So that was a horrible decision. What am I doing? Unleashing this thing. Persuasive or not? I think spare the Queen's going to take it, so I'll go ahead and close the poll.
I won't destroy your entire race. You'll go free.
Are you stupid? Your people didn't fight these bastards, so maybe you don't get it.
Are we any better if we kill them all?
Do what you want. My people will clean up this mess later, just like we did for the Solarians.
You will give us the chance to compose anew? We will remember. We will sing of your forgiveness to our children.
Great. Bugs are writing songs about you. Mark my words, you'll regret this.
I love Rex. I feel like there's an implication there. Sovereign has the whole indoctrination thing, talking about this like sour yellow note that forced the Rachni to war thousands of years ago. Interested about that. Dude, Kami, we're getting on this Jade Empire train. It might be cool to do Jade Empire a blind playthrough with Andrea playing it. It would be basically blind for me, same thing, I haven't played it since it came out. We want to go down, actually. Jade Empire is a sweet game. If you've ever played BioWare Kung Fu RPG, that's what it is. It goes on the Steam sale for like $2 every time Steam sales go on. You should pick it up. Right. I appreciate them telling me that. It's not returned then. Let's go to the hot labs. Yeah, I think it's available on Xbox too. If you like this kind of game, you should play Jade Empire. It came out before Mass Effect. I think it was the last BioWare game to come out before Mass Effect did. But they're really, really good. Yeah, I had it for the original Xbox. That was the reason I bought it, the original Xbox, to play that in Knights of the Republic. I think they have a downloadable version on 360, I'm not sure. Simple port. Tartakovsky has the same last name as one of my favorite cartoonists. The Powerpuff Girls Dexter's Lab guy. Samurai Jack guy.
Are you here to secure the situation?
How are you holding up?
You must listen to me. If we do not contain our mistake, they will drop bombs from the battle stations. You understand?
You let these things out?
I am only following the orders. Binary Helix found an egg. It was on a derelict ship, thousands of years drifting. This was Rachni's ship. Inside they find many eggs in cryogenic suspension.
1,000-year-old egg hatched?
Yes. Very tough to be so long frozen. That it survived the centuries. This is miraculous. Binary Helix planned to clone Rachni, mass produce them, create an army. But when they get here, they find this egg is not a common Rachni. It is a queen. After she lays eggs, they move her to Rift Station. They are thinking that without her, they can raise the baby.
Oh man, D-Rock, yeah, that is a sin. We'll play it on stream eventually. I might like just keep this as a BioWare block for a while. So after we beat Mass Effect 3, we can go do Knights of the Republic and Jade Empire. Knights of the Republic to me is Star Wars. Like, the next best thing after Knights of the Republic is probably Empire Strikes Back. But everything about that game is amazing. It's perfect. It's well done.
Hold on. Don't you need a male to get eggs?
Queens are born carrying the genetic code of their fathers. Eggs are carried away from the colony to hatch alone. Queens can lay eggs in hours and have a colony in days. This is how they spread so quickly.
Separating them from their mother didn't work.
This was exactly the wrong thing to do. I am thinking that without a queen, Rachni do not develop properly. Her mind is shaping theirs. These Rachni are uncontrollable.
This is fascinating, but we don't have time to chat.
These Rachni are beyond saving. It is a sad thing, but they must...
There's an Army of Darkness reference coming up here soon.
I am thinking that the neutron purge must be set off.
Just wait here.
Sure. I wait here. I am not so much good for searching now, yes?
Crimson Sea.
Mother always say I would meet him at the end.
Yeah, so let's go do the Army of Darkness reference real quick because it's really funny. You know how? So Army of Darkness has this part. This is a great movie. You should all see it. Bruce Campbell, Sam Raimi. He has to remember this passcode to open the Necronomicon. That's Klaatu Barada Nikto, which itself is a reference to this old sci-fi movie called The Day the Earth Stood Still. Anyway, he forgets the password, and he tries to cheat it in by saying, Klaatu Barada Necktie. He doesn't remember the last word.
Connecting.
So we're going to see that reference here.
To the facility and am at your disposal.
I need information on the neutron purge.
The neutron purge is a fail-safe system installed within the isolation tube area. In the event of irretrievable containment loss, it is used to resolve the situation.
Activate the neutron purge.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that without proper code authorization.
Mumble something, here we go.
6 Semper Tyrann 3.
That is not the correct code. Please report to security for arrest and interrogation.
Who would have those codes?
Director of Operations Yaroslav Tartakovsky, or any executive officer of Binary Helix.
We're moving on.
Logging you out, Commander.
6 Semper. Let's go ahead and wrap this up.
I am feeling not so well.
I'm not familiar with the purge system.
It creates bursts of neutron radiation, kills everything within the station. Things beyond get genetic damage of varying degree.
How do we set off the purge?
Arming controls are nearby. All you do is insert the key. Then I will give Mira destruct...
Yeah, Keanu Reeves played Clut 2. They did their remake.
Online. How can I help you?
Activate the neutron purge.
I'm sorry, but I can't do that without proper code authorization.
Oh, it's on his body, I think.
Who would have the code?
Direct... Logging you out, Commander.
Got it.
Online. How can I... I'm sorry, but I can't do that.
Code input 875020079. Code Omega local execution.
Verified. Code Omega execution in 120 seconds.
Oh, that stuff on the map. Donkadonk. Look at all those Rachni, little red icons on the left and right. You're gonna give me experience for all those, right? Cool. Can roll on out of here now. Back to the Normandy. Punched a monkey, how's it going?
We need to hurry, Commander. My... Benezia said she transmitted the Mu Relay's coordinates to Saren. He may have already gone through.
We can't follow him. That relay's inside the Terminus systems. They're not fond of Alliance ships over there, or Spectres.
The conduit's on Ilos. That's where Saren's heading. I plan to be waiting when he gets there.
Saren probably has his whole fleet in orbit around Ilos. You will never make it down to the surface without reinforcements. You need to alert the Council. They will assemble a fleet to accompany you. It is our only hope.
Crew dismissed. Joker, alert the Council. Tell them everything.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Cool, we're gonna pick up from here tomorrow. We might not beat Mass Effect tomorrow. I think there's about 3 to 5 hours of content left. The ending's actually pretty long. So maybe we'll just get up to the really, really cool conversation, the Vigil conversation, in the next session, and then we'll wrap it up on Monday. We'll see where we are and reevaluate. So let me sign off real quick. That's it for today. Tomorrow there's going to be more Final Fantasy IX from 12 to 2, Paper Mario from 2 to 4, and Mass Effect from 4 to 6, maybe running late depending. Next week we're continuing with more Final Fantasy V, Okami. I might bring in that Axiom Verge game, the Metroidvania style game that came out a couple weeks ago. Keep hearing really good things about that, and it would be neat to try it out. And then next week, Wednesday, haven't decided on a day for that. It could be TurboGrafx CD Day. It might be Bad Games Day. We'll keep thinking and we'll come back to it. Thanks for watching. Have a good night and hope to see you tomorrow. Bye, everybody.